Okay. Just starting up here. Let's see. So it's that time again. A patch has dropped in Final Fantasy. Patch 6.45. It's not a main story patch, so there's no MSQ, but they are extending the Hildebrand quests, and they are adding additions to the relic weapons, the manderville weapons, as well as the splendorous tools for crafters and gatherers. And there's also a new variant dungeon, which appears to be Stormblood themed. And there's also additions to the Blue Mage, and their level cap raised to 80. But I don't think I have time to go from 70 to 80 in one go. So that'll be a different day for me. But first is the Hildebrand quests, which I think is actually here in Razadhan, which it always is. I think they're down here. Yeah, over there where the crowd is. Let's go check them out. See what they want. Eager to resume our investigations? I know I am. Do you recall that scrap of alien starship we recovered? Well, Inspector Hildebrand has employed his unsettling calculative capacity to extrapolate the damage to the greater whole, and he has concluded that the vessel would be incapable of flight without extensive repairs. Our most likely scenario, then, is to some unknown agent made off with the starship wreckage, along with Papu's acquaintance. Fortunately, I have a fair idea of what that unknown agent might be. After all, there is a singularity shadow, we Cabal, with a history of concealing extraterrestrial activity. Actually, let's head over to Kama first. The inspector and the others are staying in a dwelling there, and I'd rather not explain myself twice. That's a good idea. It's a good idea. Let's see. Here they go. Kama. Kama is a place here in town somewhere that I've probably been to. Let's see. Kama. Kama. Is it in this door? It's in this door. Hildebrand. His horrible misfortune, Cylindra. Calamitous even. Poor Master Poopoo has fallen gravely ill. Oh no. He's so bluish green. More so, I mean. Could he have caught a cold? I suppose it was quite chilly up there in Garlemald. Poopoo is an alien. Who knows what extraterrestrial diseases might be ravaging his body? Ah yes, a bomb. A bomb spell saves everything. Nashu's delights are the best medicine for whatever ails all, as the inspector himself can attest. Good gods, Nashu, you'll blow our host's domicile to pieces. Put them away. Oh. No bombs today. If I may, when I was cloned from the inspector, certain gaps in my knowledge were patched with supplementary data from the starship's archives. This information included an encyclopedic understanding of Master Poopoo's physiology, which should be sufficient for me to diagnose his condition. A Xenoman hybrid mind that explains the impossible calculations. Is he going to do that? Yep, he's going to do it. I want this to be an emote. I have it. Master Poopoo is afflicted by a terrible case of the common cold. gods grant me strength. As a visitor to Etheirys, Master Poo-Poo has no prior exposure to our maladies. He is thus particularly susceptible to infection and more likely to experience severe symptoms. Aha! It is just as I surmised. We must put aside the case until we have nursed our stricken companion back to health. But even if it is the common cold, isn't there a risk that our medicines do him more harm than good? They almost certainly would. Based on the results of my analysis, however, I believe I can synthesize an effective remedy. But we need but gather the ingredients. Then ingredients you shall have. So, what are we gathering exactly? Most of what we require can be drawn from Master Poopa's collected samples. Otherwise, there are only two which we lack. The first of these is the liver of a giant tortoise. A suitable organ can be extracted from one of the cachapa, which wander salt winds welcome. Ah, the slaughtering of a monstrous opponent. That sounds like a job for Cylindra. Yeah, I got it. I'll punch it. The other material in question is a rare fungus known as damp shroom, which I am hoping can be found among the Great Works' extensive stock of alchemical reagents. Very well. Nashu, Delian, and I will scour the alchemist's shelves. Meanwhile, I would ask that you remain here and keep an eye on our ailing patient. Inspector Brandehild, you're such an expert on all things Thavnir. Oh, I wouldn't say expert. Simple conclusions from simple observations, nothing more. As I said, I'm hoping the alchemists have the damp shroom we need, but it really is quite rare. Once you have the tortoise liver, would you be so kind as to assist the others in procuring the fungus? Yeah, sure. Then let us not prolong Master Poo-Poo's suffering a moment longer. It seems that we have a job to do. For the discussion of the abduction, we'll have to wait. Alright. You guys do what you do, and I'll go punch a tortoise. Let's see. Tortoise. I actually read, there was a notice saying that I guess the tortoises were dying too fast, and so they had to increase the instances that exist for this area, so that way everyone can get in there. Everyone can get their tortoise for this quest, which seems like a bit of an oversight, maybe? But we'll see. Hey, look it. I see plenty of tortoises. Plenty. Plenty of tortoises for me. But it's a little bit late. Alright. I just needed one. Alright. It was easy. Let's go check on the rest of the gang over at the Great Work. See how they're doing. Where are they? There they are. Ah, Cylinder. Had every confidence you would bring us a suitable liver. Alas, the dank shroom yet eludes us. The alchemist said the fungus has few applications, so they don't bother to stock it most of the time. Then I must put my keen inspector sense to work. Stand back, whilst I attune myself with the essence of the dank. Dank away. Damp. The word is damp shroom, and you'll forgive me if I have no faith in your abilities. 'Tis close, my friends, and getting closer and closer even as we speak. It's moving? I hear you folk are in the market for damp shrooms. I might have some to sell, if you're interested. I like how he says trustworthy trader, but his face betrays that name. But how? We certainly are, my fine fellow. Right then, if you'll give me a moment to retrieve the goods, we can finalize our transaction up on the perfumed rise. Was it genuine clairvoyance or sheer coincidence? I'm not sure anymore. Though in all fairness, when it comes to Inspector Hildebrand, preternatural perception is one of his least baffling talents. In any case, we should hurry to the rise and take this man up on his timely offer. Every time I play this game, it's dark. And who's the person that just went by? Are we not gonna discuss that? Perfumed rise is up. Where is it? Or it's down. Ah, you're here. Good, good. And here's the damp shroom, as promised. Oh, glad we are for your assistance. Ta-ta, not so fast. There is still a matter of payment. Of course, of course. How much do we owe you, my good man? Considering the extreme rarity of the fungus in question, I couldn't let it go for less than 1 million gil. 1 million gil for one measly mushroom? That's outright robbery. A bargain, I counter. You would pay tenfold my price in the market. I thought you'd do a kindness in light of your urgent need, but I am more than willing to find another buyer if you wish to spit upon my generosity. I knew it was too good to be true. Nashu, how fare we in the foregoing? We're plumb out, Inspector. Ah, then this is a prickly pickle. Where are we to obtain sufficient funds at such short notice? Uh-oh. His father's gonna pop up, isn't he? Or me? I'm poor. Yeah, I have a orchestrion skull collecting problem. Sorry. That's the way of it, then I shall beg father for the necessary amount. Saving Master Poopo's life is worth every gil. Give that man nothing. Who's this guy? We have you now, deceitful scum. Your swindling days are over. Rancid Han City Guard at your service. We'd received reports of this man's questionable activities and have been keeping a close eye on him ever since. Damp shroom is a rare find in the bazaar, to be sure, but only because there's no real demand for it. The price this charlatan quoted you was, quite frankly, ludicrous. But thanks to your ignorance and poor judge of character, we were able to catch him in the act. As a token of our gratitude, you're welcome to keep the fungus, assuming you still want it. We'll take it. — Yes, very much so. That is a magnanimous of you. You think you enjoy tricking fools out of their coin? If that bastard hadn't declared my job redundant, I wouldn't have needed to stoop so low. Man, we don't care about your excuses. He blames a rising star among the merchant princes for his woes. Van Hoody, I believe his name was, purchased the trading consortium where the man was working, which led to a restructuring of the hierarchy. Put a lot of people out of work. Vahudi. Vahudi. I know that name. Something about an acquisitions deal gone sour? Father was willing to sell him a slice of his Hunnish enterprise, I think, but balked when the man offered to buy our family business in its entirety. Truly, there is no telling how deep the coffers of this Van Hoody are, nor do any know the secret of how he amassed such kingly wealth so damnably fast. There are whispers, though, that he solved alchemy's oldest and most legendary of problems, the transmutation of base metal into gold. Unlikely to say the least, but whatever the source of Van Hoody's riches, he shows no reluctance in spending them. He's brought a historic temple to serve as his home, and commissioned a private airship, among other extravagant expenditures. Nice for some, eh? That was swindling. That swindling case had barely started before you solved it, Inspector. How's in the day's work, my dear Nashu? I believe our business upon this scented hill is concluded. Let us hurry the ingredients back to Inspector Brandahill, shall we? Yeah, we got important things to do. Oh no. I may have modified his lordship with the secrets of divine manifestation, but the stench of failure yet clings to me. I must redeem myself in his eyes by crushing my most hated foe. Okay. Like, who's the helper, though? He's just some random guy carrying the head? That makes no sense. Guess it's back to Kama. Kama. Kama, Kama. Kama. Into this building. Alright, we're back. Inspector Hildebrand tells me you have the liver to go along with this damn shroom. I do. Right here. Fine specimen, thank you. I will be mixing the ingredients in the starship, so let us convey Master Poo-Poo outside, that we may administer his medicine as soon as it is ready. You got it. This should be sufficiently remote. I'll have the craft come to us, and we can commence the treatment. Wait, he has control of the craft? I guess he does. He seems awake. I feel so much better. I cannot thank you all enough. Master Poo-Poo recovered his strength in mere moments. 'Twould would seem his powers of recuperation are just as advanced as his technology. I came here from another world, a stranger you've no cause to trust, and yet you've treated me so kindly. The people of this star are so very welcoming. You are a dear friend now, Master Poo Poo. It is our pleasure to help. Alright, so what's he gonna do? He's gonna just talk in the background? And it will be my pleasure to harm. Uh-oh. Hey, there's a flying head. Wait, he has enough power to shoot a laser? Great. He'll stop it, somehow. But there's no shield to pick up or block anything this time. Never mind, there is something, just... There's a plot crystal laying around. I'll not fall for the same trick twice. Uh-oh. Got another one? You got another one left in him? Oh, he can do it too. Although not the same. It's not exactly the same. She's sweating. What is happening? Oh, okay. Nothing is making sense right now. Impudent worms, taste my full power. Do it, not you. All that training, all that work, you can do it. You just need to believe. Just believe. Oh no. And the assist. Oh, he's fine. I still don't know who this guy is. Who is this guy? That guy too. I don't know what his deal is either. You took the full force of that destructive beam, yet there you stand. Somewhat singed, but apparently unharmed. I've pondered and puzzled over this inexplicable fortitude of yours, and feel compelled to ask... Are you an alien? Fine jest, but I assure you I am without a doubt an Uldan-born manderville of terrestrial Hirulan stock. He's Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, and inspector extraordinaire. What more do you need to know? Where to even begin? But never mind. We have more pressing matters. Such as locating Master Poo-Poo's missing comrade. 'Tis time we reopen the case of the silent correspondent. Yes, exactly. And I have a firm theory as to who it was that took the wreckage and its erstwhile pilot. The Sharlians. I'm all but certain they've allied with the insidious extraterrestrials, which means they'll be under orders to remove any evidence of alien activity. I wager we'll find what we're looking for in Old Sharlian. We need only infiltrate the operations and expose this nefarious conspiracy. It's a little bit far-fetched. Trust me, they'd sooner flee the star than attempt to subjugate it. Actually, that's true. It's true. While Master Delian's theory does lack supporting facts, we have no other promising leads to pursue at present. Moreover, I understand that Sharlian sets the standard for monitoring astronomical and astrological phenomenon. Mayhap their experts may have been tracking extraterrestrial movements. But I've spoken out of turn. Please forgive my presumptuousness. Nay, my friend, I too sense our paths points to the Isle of Rokkons. Pack your bags, everyone. We leave for Sharlian immediately. I did it. Who's that guy in the background? Is he still in the background? He's not. I don't see him. There's that potato in the background I keep seeing. Alright, let's do it. Sharlian awaits. We need only a charter and suitable sea vessel. Of course, but does not the city lie many days' sail to the north? Is there no swifter means of reaching our destination? I can teleport. So this experimental aetheryte will allow us to teleport thither, even absent attunement? Splendid! Then we shall avail ourselves of the technological marvel forthwith. If I remember correctly, because it's experimental, it doesn't do well to the body. But I guess we'll find out. Oh wait, did they already take it? They took it. Are they already there? They're already there. Alright. Time to take a very expensive trip to Old Sharlian. Let's see, so they're gonna be over here. None of them seem so. Oh wait, no, Delian seems sick. So this is the City of Learning. A sophisticated gentleman should feel right at home here. Ugh, how are you all not sick to your stomach? Experimental aetherytes make travel exponentially more fun. Sometimes I feel as though I'm the only normal person in this group of eccentrics. But, this is not the time to succumb to nausea. Not here, in the belly of the beast. Rumor has it the Charlian's secret agents travel the star in search of specimens, which they collect and bring home in service to the confidential research project. Said project is conducted in a huge underground military facility. If we're to find answers, then that's where we need to look. I think he's talking about the what is they called? The Gleaners? I think they're called the Gleaners. And he's probably talking about Labyrinthos, the thing on where they go to. This guy doesn't know anything. Yeah, you mean Gleaners? Labyrinthos is not a military facility. These Gleaner chaps sounds like they might know a thing or two. I say we pay them a visit in their little underground base. We simply take a lift from the Hall of Artifice, yes? Let us be on our way. Yeah, these people. Let's see. Alright. I guess... no mounting in town. I could take the Aetheryte. I could, at least, save me a minute. And then... I think they're in here. This is probably one of the better songs in the Endwalker soundtrack. Just a nice, relaxing melody. Alright, we're here. These must be the lifts in question. Do you wish to descend into Labyrinthos, madam? Yep. My apologies, but each of your companions must also secure the proper permissions before we can allow them entrance. If it is assurances you need, then surely a single glance is all you require to judge us trustworthy. That's not helping. That's definitely not helping. I could certainly make some judgments, but that is neither here nor there. Admission to Labyrinthos is subject to the foreign policy. You're the ones who should be judged. I know you're hiding aliens and xenotechnology in that underground base of yours. Admit it. Xenotechnology? I sincerely have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Again, do our paths cross in most serendipitous fashion. Father, what business brings you to Charlian? I am in search of a certain object, one crucial to the continued refinement of manderville weaponry. My investigations led me to believe it is to be found here in Labyrinthos. And as you also seem to have business down below, this is my son and his bosom companions. If I vouch for their character, will you kindly allow them to board the lift? Ah, Master Godbert Manderville. The form sent word of your impending arrival. As a member of the Shard Syndicate, your ambassadorial status affords you an entourage up to 5 members. Pray consider their permissions arranged. I know not your current mission, but for the time being, I suggest you accompany me to the Archeon. It's 5 people. That's exactly 5 people, yeah. Because I already have my... Oh, so who is this potato? I feel like I've talked to him like once, but I just forget. I can fly here, right? So, oh, it's over there. would have been funny if it was only 4 people and we had to leave the reporter out. He would have been furious. From what Father tells me, the storage facility is replete with samples and specimens collected from every land on the Theris. If anyone has information concerning visiting aliens and crashed airships, it would be in the studious folk. Alright, let's find out then. A shiny silver saucer. I'm sorry, but we have no record of such an object in our archives, either whole or in part. Oh no. Or so you would have us believe. The purpose of this complex, this military fortress, is plain. You cannot deny that you're conducting secret research on alien starships. We are not conducting secret research on alien starships. Yes, we did build a starfaring vessel in Thamazane, but it was neither for military purposes nor of extraterrestrial origin. Disgusting, your foul lies, with a sprinkling of the truth, are we? Fine, I'll dig up the facts myself, and then everyone will hear what you're really up to. Okay, whatever. While I cannot assist you with your missing craft, I do recall seeing an individual-like appearance to your companion here. You do? And where was this, pray tell? At Muriel Ergonomics, in the medial circuit. The lift at the back of the building will take you down there. Many thanks, my good man. Oh well, it seems you found yourself a solid lead. I have my own search to attend to, so I shall bid you good hunting and good day. Oh, don't worry, I'll come find you soon about those weapons. Another round of in-depth inquiries by the agent of inquiry and friends is in order. To Muriel Ergonomics we go. Let's go to the farm. To the farm. Go start talking to people. Your description would lead me to believe you're looking for one of the mandragoras hereabouts. But if, as you say, it's something else you're after, then I'm not sure if I can be of much help. I've only started working here, so you may have more luck asking the others. Okay. It's a good excuse. I'm new here. You must be talking about one of those new mandragora strains. He whipped up a batch of bright blue stray onions, but I'm afraid they started to rot almost immediately. Not a mandra, you say? Well, the other bluish things I can think of around here are the grapes. Look how luscious this crop turned out. Everyone thinks it's mandragoras. Who... Is it the last person? Where is the last person? Oh, it's the one that everyone's standing next to. Or... well... okay, maybe not. Yes, the little blue man, I saw him with my own 2 eyes, I did, and it was no mandragora. A gleaner in the company of an outside visitor passed through a little while back. Nothing too unusual there, only this, friend you described was scuttling along with him. I know not what purpose brought him to the farm, but whatever it was, they didn't tarry here long. They didn't tarry. Now I'm going to where the crowd is. Wonderful. That corroborates the information I but moments ago skillfully squirreled out of this farmer. She claims to be an acquaintance of the gleaner in question, in fact, and will bring him to talk to us shortly. Okay, thanks. Let's round up the others. We should all be present to hear what revelations this professional collector has to share. You are the fine folk asking about the little blue man, yes? Ah, you brought someone who's practically identical. You must be the same species, surely. My friend was really here then? They certainly were. And if you've a moment or three, I'll tell you the whole tale. To begin at the beginning, I was in Thavnir on a procurement mission when I crossed paths with an apothecary and his unusual companion. As I mentioned, the companion was almost your twin in appearance, and the wagon they rode upon bore a damaged vessel, the likes of which I'd never seen before. Could it be? As a collector by trade, I have certain weakness for oddities. Thus did I hail the apothecary to inquire after his company and his cargo. The man was only too happy to share his story. He had, it seemed, quite recklessly plunged into the war-torn lands of Garlemald to sell his wares, reasoning that where there was conflict, there would be a need for medicinal goods. The state of affairs was rather more volatile than he'd anticipated, however, and he was soon forced to abandon his venture, and so the apothecary began his long trek home, only to shortly thereafter discover a strange silvery ship, and its shaken pilot, crash-landed in a snowfield. It cannot be a coincidence. The story continues. After extricating the battered vessel and its occupant from the snow, he brought them home to Razathan. His guests wished to make repairs to the craft, yet even amongst the wonders of the bazaar, they struggled to find suitable parts. Hearing this, I suggested they bring the wreckage itself to Labyrinthos, and after they agreed to the idea, I escorted them here myself. Alas, even the Thalmazane engineers who worked on the Ark were stymied by the exotic ship, finding its technology impossible to comprehend, let alone replicate. The little blue fellow eventually resorted to drafting schematics. While the engineers followed these step by step to craft the essential bits and bobs, the apothecary and his companion were waiting here in Marial. And then what happened? Well, once our industrious visitor had what they needed, they replaced the vessel in a twinkling. The pair then departed almost immediately, and I've seen neither hide nor hair of them since. I'm told the apothecary paid a handsome sum for the engineer's services, but being typical Charlians, I wager they would have happily forfeited the coin for a chance to pore over every square ilm of that ship. No, I'm no scientist, but I'm beginning to think such an incredible vessel must have been some kind of star-faring craft. And that little blue man, well, he must have been an alien from another world. Or so I'd like to believe. I'm an avid reader of the Thavnirian truth, you see, and love to entertain these idle flights of fancy. Oh no. But I rambled on too long. These are errands to attend to, and I must take my leave. Good fortune to you. Can it be I have a readership in Charlian? Perhaps I've misjudged these people. 'Twould seem your comrade is hale and healthy, Master Poo-Poo, and in the company of a Hanish alchemist of undisclosed description. Yes, this is wonderful news. I am grateful indeed that we made the journey. I have a feeling this case will soon draw to a close. Come, let's return to Razathan and continue the search. Alright. So, I guess we're going back. To summarize our findings, we now know Master Poo-Poo's friend is safe and in the company of a Hannish gentleman, and possibly here on this very isle. Oh, that does sound promising. Miss Godbert. Father, you returned to the city? I trust this means your own investigation was successful. That it was, although laying hands on the object of my desire has been a long and frustrating ordeal, to say the least. Much painstaking research revealed to me the existence of a hereditary Manderville relic, within which slumbers the secrets of weapon augmentation. Yet, though I turned our ancestral home upside down, I failed to unearth the artifact in question. The reason for its absence became clear when I chanced upon the journal of one of our forefathers. He wrote of a visiting scholar's keen interest in the relic, and how he thus surrendered it into Charlian's safekeeping for study. The trail led me to Labyrinthos. As it turns out, the Charlians never did find time to conduct their analysis. The custodian and I found the curio tucked away in a dusty corner of the Archean, still awaiting processing. And here it is. An oddity every bit as perplexing as Godbrand's cipher-bound manual. How are we to liberate its hidden wisdom? It's just a triangle. Or he knows what the triangle is. Oh, I can help you with that. These devices were made by the Mandervillians, a starfaring race with whom we once Wait, what? These devices were made by the Mandervillians, a starfaring race with whom we once traded. Is this lore for like the Manderville origins? Starfaring? Mandervillians? Yes, a highly evolved species with a mastery of advanced technologies. Our people shared ideas and inventions, though I am quite familiar with your family's relic. If you so wish, I can have the device project whatever images were stored upon it. A darkened room would afford us the clearest view, however. Let us retire to our rooms in Kama and dim the lanterns. We must behold these secrets in optimal conditions. It's a projector, is what he's telling me. Mandervillians. Coincidental naming, or is there some deeper connections? A very fancy projector. Yeah, everyone's in like a movie setup here. Everyone comfortable? Let's see what the device has for us. Oh no. I am Godbrand, wanderer of stars and weaponsmith extraordinaire. First Lord of House Manderville. This is the Godbrand? Our founding father? I record this message that my descendants may know the truth of their cosmic origins. The tale is long, but I bid you watch until the very end. Heirs of mine, I am not a man born of this star, or even a man at all. I am of the Mandervillians, a race which hails from the far side of the great expanse. Is he going to show his real form? Oh no. Mandervillians are parasitic symbionts. We can only survive by bonding with other life forms. Okay. Our essence has taken root. We supplant the host's mind and strengthen its physical structures, imbuing our new form with steel-like resilience. I knew there was something alien about that impossible imperviousness. Then, through the conjuring of compatible host bodies, we produce offspring which harbor the next generation of mandervillians. This symbiotic variant eventually takes to the stars in search of potential new vessels, adapting and multiplying. So it was that our race proliferated and spread across the cosmos. Until, tragically, our flourishing civilization was brought to an abrupt end. Every planet upon which we Mandervillians resided was visited by an inexplicable calamity. Our societies were brought to ruin by life forms suddenly twisted into horrific nightmares. Oh, that's probably the... man, why did I forget the name already? It's Dynamis. Yeah. That sounds rather familiar. So even stars far removed in time and space were ravaged by the final days. Desperate to avoid the same fate, a comrade and I boarded the ship and fled upwards into the starry night. We flew and flew until we found a planet, your planet, untouched by the phenomenon, but the rigors of the journey had so damaged our craft that we were forced to make an uncontrolled descent. I alone crawled from the wreckage, badly injured and near death, but even as I resigned myself to perishing on this unfamiliar world, I was found by a man who had come looking for the falling star. As a rule, Mandervillians do not take intelligent life forms for hosts. After hearing my story, however, this sympathetic gentleman offered to become my vessel of his own accord. He was himself afflicted by an incurable malady, and with little time left to live, seemed content to know that his ailing body could provide safe haven for another. His blessing, I set upon transferring my essence. The man's form was revitalized and purged of its fatal frailty, yet the mind which dwelt within was now my own. I went on to build a new home for myself here, making use of my people's technology to ply the blacksmith's trade. I wed a local lass, and together we had a child. Although not pure Mandervillian, our offspring exhibits the same enhanced physiology, a boon I suspect shall be passed down for generations through the bloodline of House Manderville. My dear descendants, the folk of this star are most fragile, yet as the first men I encountered did demonstrate, they are nevertheless capable of surpassing love and generosity. As the last of the Mandervillians, I have but one request to make of you. pray employ your superlative attributes and my armory of manderville armaments for the benefit of these wonderful peoples, whom I hold in the highest regard. That was a lot of backstory for him. Okay, I think I'm back. So I had noticed that YouTube had just stopped receiving data, and I don't know why. My internet was fine though. So I lost a few bits. I lost a few bits of dialogue, but that's fine. It's whatever. But we're here now. Well, this is most unexpected. Never did it cross my mind that our esteemed ancestor might hail from beyond the heavens. But I do wonder if that self-same blood still runs thick in our veins. The family tree I glanced over some years ago suggests that, but it's unimportant. My present purpose remains unchanged. I will bring out manderville weaponry to the peak of perfection for Godbrand, and for the good of our star. Before I forget, I have a gift for you. Pray await me at the ffxiv Plaza, and I shall bring it to you forthwith. Great. That was a lot of story they added for... I never thought they would add such a backstory or anything like that for... Because it was always been that Hildebrand has always been what he is just because he is. But now they have a story to actually go with it, which is kind of amazing. Some truths can shatter the foundation of our beliefs when brought to light. But I have to say, this one wasn't one of them. The more staggering discovery was that I have devoted readers in Charlian. Those who peruse my publication are allies against the ever-expanding webs of lies and deception, without exception. I have misjudged the Charlian people. They are not collaborators or the architects of conspiracy. They are but seekers of knowledge, unafraid to plumb the depths of the unknown. I mean, yeah, that's true. That Master Poo-Poo, though, that one still has an ulterior motives. I'd bet my life on it. Stand ready, for we shall have need of your strength when he shows his true colors. Alright. Sure. I hope you've not been waiting long. This is the gif I mentioned. Master Poo-Poo's earnest quest inspired me to indulge in the spot of clockwork craftsmanship between weaponsmithing sessions. I thought it only fitting that you'd be the one to care for this diminutive simulacrum. Consider it a memento of your adventures together. Sure, I'll take them. I'll add them to the collection. And as our manderville weaponry project, I believe our ancestor's artifact has unlocked the door to the next stage of improvements. Should you find time to offer your assistance, announce yourself to Master Geralt, and I shall endeavor to join you with utmost celerity. Until then, my dear Cylindra. Alright. Thanks. Oh, there's a post-credit scene. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Thavnir, this guy again, like, who is this guy that carries the head? Is his job just to carry the head and follow the head? Uh-oh. Van Hoody, I come with ill tidings. Professor Lugay set an ambush for his nemesis, but was once more defeated. His current whereabouts are unclear. That blithering dolt. No matter. Preparations are well underway. The manifestation will proceed as planned. Oh. Wait, does that mean like the person we're looking for is working for this guy? Is Van Hoody the alchemist then? That they were talking about? Oh no, he's everywhere. Oh no. I'm guessing that the next time they add more Hildebrand quests is going to be the last for this, because we're coming up near the end of the expansion, so I can only guess it's going to be the last of these series of quests. Let's add it. Poo-poo minion added. So, now that that's been added, the next thing to do is, yeah, the manderville stuff, so... Or manderville weapons, which is... over there. So, let's skedaddle over there. Alright. Please know upon refrain for a monk. Yes, let's do it. What do you want? Oh, it's you. I suppose that bespectacled fop did mention he'd make some kind of old breakthrough and need to round up the usual suspects. I shall inform his lordship of your arrival. Cylindra, welcome, welcome. I do hope you are prepared for another spot of modest labor, for I have plucked a new weaponsmithing secret from the depths of my family's extraordinary heirloom. As for why Godbrand abandoned his ciphered journals, 'twould seem he desired the greater security afforded by the relic's recording apparatus. That he so feared this knowledge falling into wicked hands bespeaks the destructive potential of what we seek to recreate. Speaking of which, this stage of augmentation will require a fundamental alteration to the weaponry's design. Godbrand understood that individual wielders have different needs and preferences, and thus conceived of a method to modify each armament's base qualities. Essential to the process is a new type of oil, known as the manderville. By subtly adjusting the precise ratio of ingredients for this coating, we can influence the paths of ethereal conductivity as we see fit. More bloody oil. The oil's chief ingredients is, once again, derived from a meteorite, specifically an anachondrite, with amplifying properties. So many out-of-this-world materials, but 'tis surprising now that we know the alien origin of Godbrand's weaponsmithing techniques. Alien origin, you say? Little wonder I weren't familiar with them. As has become customary, I shall prepare the bulk of the necessary resources, whilst you procure a supply of anachondrite. Oh, aye, and a lovely bloody custom that is. Man of your means, I reckon ye could buy a mountain of them space rocks as well. And I would gladly do so, except the merchant in question will accept not less than a specific type of tombstone in trade. As much as it pains me to impose upon Cylindra further, she is the best equipped to handle this onerous task. Yeah, I guess. These improvements call for a drastic reforging, and it is your expertise that shall see us succeed or fail as well, Master Geralt. Fine, fine. I'll shut me gob and do as I'm told. Huh. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting the distinct impression you've lost interest in this project. You bloody think? Look, I took this job to pay off me drinking debts. Now that I've managed that, I've got no desire to keep working for an underdressed, over-primped, pretentious arse. I see. Admittedly, even from the beginning, your distaste for me was rather poorly concealed. And I fear such festering antagonism will adversely affect our smithing endeavors. You're fired. Yes, let us resolve our differences over a flagon of fine spirits, or several, as circumstances dictate. All at my expense, of course. Free liquor, is it? Then you'd best be bringing your biggest purse. Cylindra, you must join us. If you would be so kind as to secure a table at the Mahane, I shall be along in short order. You gonna have a drinking contest or something? That's all he wanted. The hammering continues. Okay. I guess let's go get a drink. Let's see. Oh, right here. Got your table, guys. Oh, a splendid night for spirituous beverages. You sure about this then, are you? I have a mighty thirst, and it'll not be slated by the cheap stuff. What of you, Cylindra? Will you be following Master Geralt's fine example? Bring on the high class. Bring it. Very well. I shall order us all the same to start. Beverages, Lord Godbert, enjoy. To your health, my friends. Right. No point beating around the bush. I've hated your guts for a long while now. Ah, so even my insides offend you. And why might that be? Because for a proper artisan, devotion to your craft ought to be your #1 priority. But you're off founding a consortium or building some fool's playground for a fleecing the masses. You're a bloody merchant, that's what you are. You believe my devotion is insufficient then? Yet our works require not only the sweat of our brow, but capital to cover expenses, no? Thus does not a steady revenue facilitate the creative process? In that respect, my business ventures have allowed me to indulge in goldsmithing projects I could never have otherwise afforded. Is it not true that you craft kettles as a means to repay loans or to simply make ends meet? Would not a substantial source of wealth spare you such tedious drudgery and empower you to pursue your heart's desire? But the kettles... Booze. We're gonna need more booze over here. I need more booze because the logic hurts. What really soured me was when you sat your ass at the syndicate. How can you craft aught worthwhile when your head buried in political shag? You may be surprised, but my participation in Uldal's governance opened my eyes to a different world, which in turn provided great inspiration for several original pieces. Well, you can keep your bleeding inspiration. I want nothing to do with prissy rule makers of your ilk. There's a lot. You and your bloody reasonable arguments. Your logic. Rich sods ain't got a clue what it's like for poor buggers like me and what I've got against wearing clothes any road. We are more alike than you realize, Master Girl, especially when it comes to the simplicity of our attire. Aye, all's clear now. You're the master craftsman. I am a sodden failure. A failure. Bro, no. Where'd you... How'd you... Oh, bugger it. I'm a sorry excuse for Smitty, and that's all that matters. Oh, he seems to be mistaking you for someone else. Perhaps you could offer him a kind word. Girl, you're a sniveling disgrace to your profession. At least I think that's what the cheat would say. In this world, anyway. You always give it to me straight. I appreciate that. Right, I'm done weeping to me cups. I'll fix up them weapons, and to hell's with the money. I'll do it from my own damn sense of pride. There he goes. It would seem Master Geralt has overcome his aversion to our partnership. Splendid. Although I would never have guessed carrot juice could be so intoxicating. Oh, what did you give me then? I was concerned for our good smith's health, you see, and had McKeel switch the spirits to something less potent several rounds ago. The Mahane's liquors are sublime, but too much can wreak havoc on a man's constitution. There was a time when I, too, devoted every waking moment to my craft. But alas, running a mercantile empire comes with its own responsibilities. Monetary woes notwithstanding, I do envy Master Geralt his purity of purpose. And on that note, let us return to our appointed acquisitions. We shall require 3 chunks of the aforementioned Icondite as soon as you are able. You got it. Let me guess. It's going to cost me 1,500. I'm going to go check right now. I don't have 1,500, but it's my guess. It's going to be from this person here. Let's see. Yep, 1,500. I only have 1,200. So, that's the end of that, which means the next thing on the list is Splendorous Tools. I'll go start that quest, and then I probably won't be able to finish it because I have to do some stuff. But then I'll go on to the variant dungeon. So, let's head over to the Crystarium. To be in something. Let's do Alchemist. And then let's go to Crystal Navy. Let's go talk to them. Sight for sore eyes as ever, Cylindra. Splendorous Tools treating you well, I hope. You might be pleased to know that our work's paying off. And paying off, and lining Mistress Mowen's coffers. Lining Mistress Mowen's coffers. With the schematics and the tools finalized, we forged a fresh batch for the boutique, and I'm told our first shipment sold like hot coffee biscuits or summit. Truly, Master Grinault? Why, that's wonderful news. I put my heart into every strike of the anvil, of course. I was rather worried that the quality of my work might suffer when we began mass production. You heard the man. Coffee biscuits. Hot coffee biscuits. Your encouragement is much appreciated. I really must take more pride in my work. And so should you, considering how much you've contributed to this endeavor. Your tools are masterworks in their own right, Miss Chorzoi. It's only natural that they are lauded as such. Our patrons have naught but praise for what you have wrought. Word of the tool's adaptive nature has spread throughout Yulmore like wildfire, and connoisseurs from all over Norvrant are lining up in droves to inquire about our next shipment. Yay! In fact, Mistress Mowen has requested your presence in Yulmore to discuss further business opportunities. 'Twould seem she has a mind to introduce you to one of our most influential patrons. Oh no. Wicked White. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be invited to Yulmore of all places. It's an honor, really. It is. But are you quite sure she wants me there? Mistress Mowen's a sharp one, lass. As long as I've known her, she hasn't once steered me wrong. If she means for us to take part in the next step of her grand designs, I reckon we oblige her. Obliging her is perfectly fine, but the thought of it still makes me as twitchy as a Mord's tail. If we are really going, I feel less out of place if our friend, the Warrior of Darkness, accompanied us. What do you say, Cylindra? Sure. That's why I'm here. Let me guess, you're after one of the boutique's splendorous tools? Ha, you and everyone else in Norvrant. Every skilled artisan worth their salt has been clamoring for a tool that draws out their full potential. Myself, well, I have one. I already have them. I made them. Okay. Tis good to see you, my friends. By your expressions, I take that the throng of artisans hungry for your handiwork made for a warm enough welcome. As you can see, we've no shortage of patrons hoping to savor the fruits of your labor. Few could resist the allure of tools crafted within the world of with the Warrior of Darkness's collaboration. And there are fewer still who would gainsay their efficiency. Our patrons were especially captivated by the adaptive properties you've incorporated, and I have no doubt that your work shall remain a staple of the boutique for quite some time. Okay, you're welcome. As ever, we must consider what this success means for the future of trade in Norvrant, and how these tools might revitalize our markets. To that end, I should like you to meet with one of our patrons, if you would follow me to the outer deck. Sure. Oh, it's a dwarf. Look out, Mistress Moen. Prepare to croak, you rusty something. I missed it. You didn't think a move I learned in one of them bloody old dreams would come in handy. But if it means keeping the three of you safe and sound, that's all that matters. Hey, what happened to the rest of it? Or is he in the ground? Now that I think of it, somewhat seems off about the way this little bugger charged at us. Maybe I can fix up something on the faulty mechanisms. Like with one hand. And done. With a few minor improvements to its movement capabilities, this little green wonder could just fly about anywhere. Who needs rusty oil wheels weighing you down, eh? My humblest apologies. That poor creature sat dormant in the dwarves' stores for quite some time before I welcomed it into my collection. Precious as they may be, some antiques are simply bound to have most dust and rust than others. But I must say, the rumors do not do your work justice, Master Grinald. Had I not known any better, I might assume this iron frog was one of the dwarves' newest models. Is this, like... Why is she hiding her face? I suppose this is an opportune time as ever for introductions. It is my honor to present to you ffxiv, collector of curious and friend to the boutique. Her generous assistance has allowed us to procure the countless components required in our travails. The honor is all mine, really. The city may be known for its pomp and circumstance, but you needn't place me on such a pedestal. At the end of the day, we Yulmorans are sinners one and all. You see, During Lord Vothry's reign, I went to great lengths to obtain oddities of all sorts, reveling in relics from a realm that once was. The baubles of the old world and their histories would be mine and mine alone, or so I selfishly believed. But our city is on the cusp of a great change, and I feel I must change with it. That my contributions might shape the future of Norvrat is a most heartening prospect, and I am more than happy to play my part for the boutique. My prized possessions have become the beating heart of this endeavor, and I could not have dreamed of a greater purpose for them. They are the proverbial flames that will fuel your forges in the days to come. That is to say, you do plan on honing those adaptive tools further, yes? If you wish to even reach the loftier heights, I would be pleased to offer you the most priceless treasures I own, and I assure you, there is plenty to spare. Yes, ma'am. That would be wonderful, ma'am. I would swear to put every effort and craft something worthy of your priceless treasures, ma'am. Let us make it official, then. As chairwoman of the Boutique of Splendors, I hereby declare our newest venture underway. I shall forge superior tools to deliver us onto new frontiers and serve as a beacon of hope for our builders and providers. I can see it now, a brave new age of tradesmen and tradeswomen, inspired by the trailblazing Mistel artisan who brought her cherished dreams to life with her companions. In order to bring this youthful inspiration to the fore, however, I propose a new name for this new generation of tools, one that calls to mind the trailblazing Mistel herself. After her kindly offer to name our initial batch of tools for the boutique, 'tis only fair that I return the favor. A splendid idea, dear Moen. I could not have said it better myself. I beg your pardon. I very much appreciate the sentiment, but me? Aye, you. If you're as keen to improve this next batch of tools as you say, and I know you'll do a damn fine job of it, then you've earned the right to brand them as your own. Your enthusiasm is most encouraging, Miss Chorzoi, but you needn't fret. We have plenty of time before we must finalize such things. As our main matter of business is concluded, I recommend you bask in Yulemore's glorious sights before you depart. Perhaps it might serve as inspiration. As for you, Cylindra, would you attend to me a moment? There's another matter of business I wish to discuss at the reception counter. I guess. Sure. Tell me what you need. That's not what that's for. That is definitely not what that's for. Alright, Moen. What do you need? Our dear Grenald is quite chivalrous, is he not? Standing steadfast in the face of amphibious disaster. Ah, 'tis an image I shan't soon forget. But I did not request your presence simply to swoon, you understand. Your attendance at our dealings today was most appreciated. I realized the proposal to rebrand our tools was a shock to Miss Chorzoi, but I felt it necessary for her growth. Her ideas are a boon to us all, and she must learn to take pride in the great success she has forged with you and Grenald. Feel free to feel like these works are truly hers. Knowing Grenald as I do, I am certain he will be eager to lend his aid. But what of you? Ours are not easy work, but will you join us and lend your support to Chorazoi once more? Of course. Excellent. You have my deepest gratitude, Cylindra. Fostering connections and collaborations to build a better Norvrant is the true mission of the boutique, after all, and we would be honored to have your assistance. If I'm not mistaken, Grenald and Miss Chorazoi have already departed for the Crystarium. Send them my regards, won't you? Alright, let's go back. The Crystarium. Let's see. Crystalline name. I can't remember the last time I set foot in Yulmore. Couldn't even be arsed to visit the place when I lived a stone's throw away. Then again, it was a right plan to come and go anywhere from me underwater sanctuary. But enough of me mindless blabbering. How'd you find the trip, Miss Chorazoi? Feeling refreshed after some time away from the main? I think I might be the opposite of refreshed, actually. I was so shaken up by the whole experience I could hardly enjoy it at all. It was very kind of Mistress Moen to suggest naming our tools after me. And I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I haven't the skills to become the beacon of hope she thinks I am. What in the world am I to do, Master Grenald? Easy now, lass. The first thing you'll want to do is take a deep breath and some time to calm yourself. Whether you think so or not, you do have the skills, and no matter which way you feel about taking on this we'll be right there with you. That being said, Cylindra, we'll count on your support. Together we'll forge up somewhat as well as somewhat as will make the whole bloody realm. I can't read this thing at all. You may now purchase crystalline tool replicas, right? Third enhancement. Alchemist. We've a monumental task ahead of us, Cylindra. If this tool is truly be named after me, then I must be sure to put my whole heart and more into its creation. When I originally suggested naming the tools after the boutique, I did so to commemorate Mistress Moen's relationship with Master Grenald, but to think she would turn my proposal around on me like this. What's all this fuss about me and Mistress Moen? Oh, nothing of import, really. It's just that you both have a very diligent working relationship. Yes, that's that. So diligent, in fact, that I should really learn from your example and give my utmost effort for these next steps of the project. So what do? Huh. Have you been taking those deep breaths I asked you to, lass? If you keep on panicking like a dwarf what's lost their beard, your nerves prevent you from showing your true colors on the forge. You need to relax first, then hammer away. And remember, your tools have already met with critical acclaim from the boutique. They've sent you a pile of orders the size of Mount Gold, aye, but few smithies get an opportunity more golden than that. Now's the time for action, and with the mean as our witness, we'll shape your tools into something special. Not to mention, we've got the support of Mistress Keshi Treo this time, and who knows what sorts of rarities she'll be provided. With components that remarkable, we've got the potential to craft something the world ain't never seen afore. You're absolutely right, Master Grenald. I'll do my very best not to let you down, of course. But we will really be able to forge tools with items that are that rare. I promised Mistress Keshi Treo I would, but I'm beginning to have my doubts. It's possible, but when you're working with new materials, you need to keep a sharp eye on them. Not only should you incorporate familiar components to keep your plans from going awry, but you also want to observe how these new items alter the forging process all as a whole. Once you learn to utilize them to your advantage and shape them into something that satisfies you, the tools naturally take on features and flourishes that make them uniquely yours. Now, I may have helped you sort things out for our first tools, but this time I want you to craft them yourself, from concept to creation, so to speak. No project comes without its challenges, but I know you designed something what you'll be proud of to call your own. You can do it. You really are the best team I could ask for. I suppose that's all left to do is get to work. Customized alchemist components. Of course. Connoisseur's topiary removal. What? Topiary removals? What do you... Why do you need What do you need topiaries for? How does that make my tool? If I may, I have been entrusted with a letter from Mistress Treo regarding our trade goods. If perhaps you wish to prove your promise as a provider, I shall share the secrets of several bounties forgotten by time. From them you may gather to your heart's content. Anything you obtain from these areas may be etherically reduced into components you require for your tools. What? We have to do ethereal reduction now? Of course, it is perfectly acceptable to exchange the components as normal, so you are welcome to gather your supplies however you wish. Look forward to hearing tales of your success at Yulmore and beyond. I am heartened to know that Mistress Treo has placed so much of her trust in your endeavors. It is just as she says, to collect the components required for our gathering tool, you may utilize ethereal reduction to obtain the same materials offered by the boutique. And that covers the main tasks, I should think. Everything else is just the same as before. Remember to use your tool during the procuring process, and our stores will be full of rare components in no time. You can deliver your wares straight to Kinana, and she'll provide us the components we seek from her usual stock. Any questions? Please direct them to Master Grinaald, since I'll be especially busy at this time. I know very well how much I'm asking of you, so there's no rush. Once you've got exactly what we need, bring it to me along with your tool, and we'll forge up something extraordinary. Oh. So we can do ethereal reduction to get the components faster then? Interesting. Because I think, what, you need to get scripts normally? Let me see. Trade goods, exchange. Let me see, scripts. So it's gonna be items, and this is the first set, right? And this is the second set. No, this is the first set. The newest ones. These are the newest ones at the top. So these are 60 script each, but supposedly we can get some from ethereal reduction? Or is that just for the gathering tools? It's probably for the gathering tools. Well, I'll figure that out later. Because now we're gonna go... Let's see. Going to go to Old Charlian to start the variant dungeon. And that's going to be the last thing I do tonight. So what's my... Old Charlian is my start. Yeah. Where is it? Oh, it's down there. The variant dungeons don't need specific roles, because I think they give us role skills. I think I need to set them up. Let's see, is it under duty? VC Dungeon Finder. Raise and Cure. Timing is impeccable, Cylinder. How do you manage to do that? An intriguing job has just been laid out of feet, and the client insists you be the one to take it up. Yeah, because I know who it is. That client? Why, none other than the East Aldernaut Trading Company. Oh no, that guy. The missive was dispatched from the Kugane branch rather than Lord Lolorito's offices, but it nevertheless carries the piquant scent of moneyed interests. Care to give it a read? I guess so. Dear Cylindra, in the selfsame spirit of friendship which has defined our every interaction to date, it is my pleasure to extend to you a humble invitation. 'Tis because of your endearing efforts to save this star that we may benefit from this rarest of opportunities, for it was in service to your noble quest to build the good ship Ragnarok that I was able to forge a fruitful bond between myself and another of Hingashi's elites. The Lord has seen fit to grant me, and a guest of my choosing, leave to go where a few Injin have tread, beyond the bounds of Kugane to the sacred slopes of Mount Rokkon itself. I cannot overstate the significance of this gesture, nor the allure of sights heretofore unseen by Western eyes. Nor is it an exaggeration to say that no one is more deserving of this boon than your magnanimous self. I eagerly await our reunion at the gates of the Bokairo Inn. Your ever faithful servant, Hancock Fitzgerald. There's flattery, and there's this. Laid it on a bit thick, did he? I'd expect no less of a consumer and merchant, not too proud to debase himself when sufficient profit's at stake. Still, there may be a crumb of sincerity beneath that slathering of honeyed words, and if not, you still stand to benefit from playing along. You'll be heading to Kugane then, I take it. I guess I am. Perfect. I'll send word that you're on your way. Fair fortune and safe travels. You'd best come back with plenty of stories that I'll tell you here. I definitely will. Because there are paths. Many paths. Let's see. So I'm going to Bokairo, huh? Let's do it. And this appears to be it. Ah, my dear Cylindra, who would have thought that the spinner would see us reunited so soon? You will be pleased to hear that none other charlatans have attempted to masquerade as Tenzin's progeny in the interim. As you can see, preparations for our journey are well underway. Partial though I am true to the traditional Hingin kimono, if we are to climb a mountain, 'twould be prudent to do so in comfort as well as style. I guess. but I presume you would rather discuss matters of greater import than my attire. Fear not, my capable associates are ready and eager to brief you on the challenge ahead. Well, brief away. We have reserved the finest chambers of the inn for the occasion, so let us reconvene away from all the hustle and bustle, shall we? Master Hancock, Mr. Cylindra, we are most grateful for your aid in this matter. I am Tsubaki, and my Onmyoji companion is called Tokimori. We are come to Kugane on behalf of Lord Uzumibe, who presides over Mount Rokkon and the surrounding lands. His lordship is the one I mentioned in my missive. Hearing of my interest in Far Eastern treasures, he knew at once that I would find the lure of the sacred peak irresistible. Great. But I forget that you are not as familiar with these lands as I. Let's begin with the basics, and expound upon the finer points as we go. Oh no. History. To orient our destination in your mind's eye, we must first review Hingashi's geography. Of the many islands which comprise this nation, it is here on the western coast of Shishu where Kugane serves as our shining beacon of commerce. Okay, that's Kugane. Mount Rokkon, meanwhile, can be found far from our beloved city of trade. Okay. Here in the northeastern corner of the isle. Upon the slopes of the sacred mountain sits Shoujo Temple, a monastery where monks gathered to train their bodies and souls. Shoujo Temple, where monks gather to train their bodies and souls. Okay. Alas, in defiance of this holy purpose, a horde of otherworldly demons have claimed the temple as their own. His lordship suspects that a collection of accursed treasures is to blame for this infestation. In the Far East, you see, it is believed that well-preserved objects may come to possess living souls after a time. These vessels turned kami are known as Tsukumogami. Tsukumogami? A Tsukumogami, in turn, may attract or even beget other spirits. These Mononoke clearly have no regard for the sanctity of the mount, and so Lord Uzumibe desires a swift resolution. Compassionate soul that I am, I could not bear to stand idly by, but as men of wealth and influence, base altruism is beneath us both, so offer to aid his lordship in a manner befitting of our stations, by brokering a mutually beneficial arrangement. Simply put, should I find a way to rid the mountain of Mononoke, I may lay claim to any accursed treasures that I find. One man's trash is another man's Takaramono. Treasure, by the by. Takaramono. And here, my friend, is where you come in. During our jaunts to the mountain, you will serve as my bodyguard and slay any monstrous Mononoke we encounter. In exchange, you shall become one of the blessed few to bear witness to the wonders and terrors of Mount Rokkon. A fair deal, yes? Sounds very dangerous. Your concern for my welfare is endearing, but unwarranted. Once the spirit has been dispatched, the object it once possessed shall return to its original soulless form. Of course, if an object from my prospective collection were to possess me, you are welcome to violently exercise it, provided my personage remains unharmed. In any event, let us cross that proverbial hashi when we come to it. Now that the matters of Celinda's participation is settled, might I inquire as to her current owner of these items, Mistress Tsubaki? The treasures were brought into the temple at the behest of Gorai, the head monk. Though his disciples doubt not that his intentions were pure, his actions had brought them great misfortune. Like you, Master Hancock, Gorai was an avid collector of antiques, and claimed that the Tsukumogami who dwelled within them ought to be worshipped. Driven by this fervent belief, he purchased all manner of items he deemed worthy of veneration. But as his collection grew, so too did certain troubling phenomena. An unholy shadow began to loom over the sacred mountain, and under this wicked veil were the Mononoke, emboldened to break their fetters. Fearing for their lives, the monks had no choice but to flee, their home defiled by demons. We could not allow the scourge to spread further, and sent our strongest warriors to slay the fiends, but few returned. Knowing that victory could not be attained by our forces alone, my lord bade us employ magics to contain the threat. Tokimori is one of the valiant few who returned from the temple. 'Tis thanks to his diligent reports that we now know aught of Mount Rokkon's present state. Our orders were to find Gorai and convince him to part ways with his treasures, but our pleas fell on deaf ears. He was like unto an animal. I suspect any semblance of reason has left him. Though we still be placed upon the mountain endures, the Mononoke have had ample time to corrupt the souls of those who could not make their escape. Should you encounter any survivors, do not show them a monochrome of mercy. 'Tis too late. Alright, no mercy. We have prepared our strongest falcons. Their keeper shall await you by the Bokaisen hot springs, and will summon the birds once your preparations are complete. A word of caution. The falcons fear the Mononoke will refuse to fly close to the temple. They shall bring you to the foot of the mountain, but no further. Beyond that point, you will have to climb. Alright. Many thanks, my friends. Now then, if we are to depart soon, I think it's best we feast to our heart's content. One cannot slay demons on an empty stomach. So it's time to ride some falcons into battle. Alright, let's do it. Master Hancock has some business matters to attend to before your expedition. Once you are ready, I shall summon him. I feel compelled to warn you, even in times of peace, the climb up Mount Rokkon is not for the faint of heart. I suggest you procure sufficient provisions if you've not done so yet. I mean, my equipment's fine. Tokimori's disciples have been tasked with maintaining the mountain's wards. They will open a way for you upon your arrival. Speak with our falconer when you wish to depart. Okay. Mount Rokkon. Yeah, I'm fine. My equipment's fine. Falconer. Let's see. Raise and procure. That's fine. Enable party matching. Register. Right? 4-4. Alright. Let's do it. So this is just like the other variant dungeon. There are 3 paths. And the paths probably have like specific conditions. This is exactly the party we need. Bikini Bunny Girl. And Let's see, Bikini Bunny Girl, regular bunny guy, and the dragon girl. That's fine. Whatever. He wants to go to the left. But everyone's gonna go to the center, I guess. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Usually you're awarded more chests if you follow the guy's path, but, you know, it's whatever. Oh, yeah, have to click it. Alright, let's do this. Good Hancock, just enjoying the place. I mean, it is a nice place. With 3 DPS, so things should just be dying. Like immediately. Get over here, guy. Let me see. No, that's a dead end. Good thing I'm the tank, or at least a tank, because this would be nuts. It would be nuts with no control here. Which one's my heal? I made my mouse buttons heal. Okay. Is this the boss? No. Shoujo Temple. Shoujo. This looks like a boss area. What are they looking for? What is... Okay. So, rope or entrance? Is that it? Alright. Yozakura. She don't hit that hard. Or that the Wind Blossom. Rokkon. Yeah, it's just an AoE. Wait, there's blossoms on the floor. Why are there blossoms on the floor? There's a green one and a blue one. What does that mean? So it means different effects. She's got dogs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know what she's doing. Uh-oh. Now if I'm coming from the other side. I think these guys are having trouble. Uh-oh. Okay, so... yellow, blue, green, red. What are the things for red? I don't think the DPS brought their cures with them. Probably should have. It's a good idea. Especially since healers are not guaranteed. For an all DPS group, they aren't hitting hard enough. Personal chest. Alright, Hancock. Lead us to treasure. It's going swimmingly for me, at least. Oh, it's Byakko. Oh, oh. No, it's Shishu Yoko. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright. Oh, did I miss a chest earlier? I must have missed a chest earlier. Oh, crap. I bet I'd missed a chest earlier. Who's this guy? White baboon. Where's he even going? I don't think that's the way. Everyone's just following him. But where's Hancock? I think that's it. It's blocked off. He's gone. It's another chest. Yeah, I think I missed a chest. Or several, maybe. Because I didn't open any chests before the first boss. Let's see, this is another boss room. Where's our fourth? There they are. No, oh. Oh, it's a rat. It's a giant rat. It's a musical rat. Yeah, I think everyone's out of the cutscene. Yeah, no one's in cutscene, so let's go. Enlightenment. Oh, that's an AoE. It's nice. They also added barriers to the room, so now everyone will die if you touch the edge. Uh-oh. What is this? Is it... okay. So we had an image of his instrument on the AoE, and it made them bigger. Let's see what happens here. So they're blue now. Does that make them smaller? Oh. Okay, good call. Good call. So red makes them bigger, blue splits them apart. Wait, why are there rocks? What do the rocks do? Red makes them bigger, right? Yeah. Okay. So if he's gonna do blue, blue makes them split apart, right? So this one should be safe, because the other two are really close together. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Maybe one per... oh, no, it does automatically. Oh, I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, I'm done. Is that guy not gonna make it? Oh, dude, oh, he's dead. I can't res him until... Yeah. For raise, somebody has raise, so I don't have to worry about it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What does this mean? Rodent rebirth. Fail to transform into... Being hit by a certain action? Oh. Maybe this? Okay. So I have to do all three, because I have 3 of the effect. This is fine. I'm fine. Should probably heal myself though. Uh-oh. So... There we go. They remember for themselves. Let's see, so we got... I want this one. It's gonna be this one. Oh no, wait, red means expansion. This is fine. This is perfectly fine. Except for that. That Summer's having such an awful time. Okay. This is where it puts the mouse buff on us. We did it. Did it. Great. Player comment. Who was healing everybody? I think it was the dancer, right? Liberating treasures. Sometimes there's a thing that happens after the end of these. Alright, so he's done looking. Okay, he's done. He's done. That was pretty nice. At least for me it was. How glad am I to see you hale and whole. I espied Master Hancock's falcon in the distance, but its movements appeared awfully erratic. But we can hope they land safely. Yeah, he took a lot of stuff with him. Terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting. Our souvenir was a tad more cumbersome than I had realized. As you can see, we are none worse for my misjudgment. Indeed, you are not, Master Hancock. My lord will be pleased to hear of your return and your success, I presume. 'Twas Solindra's victory as much as my own, but then I knew few demons would be no match for a slayer of gods such as she. Yeah, you got it. Honestly, for all its perils, I found the journey quite invigorating. I had high expectations for Shoujo Temple, yet it managed to surpass them with ease. I shall not soon forget the silent crowd of statuary, the very picture of divine tranquility. Would that Gorai still had his wits about him, I could discuss the collection with a fellow expert. Alas, the poor man was too far gone. In any case, the people of Shisu can rest easy now, knowing a great Mononoke has been consigned to oblivion. We, my friend, have malms to go before we sleep. There were several paths we eschewed, were they not? The mind races to imagine what other delights we may yet behold. Indeed, a number of treasures remain unaccounted for, and the demons are like to linger until their masters are slain. Precisely, but take heart, Mr. Tsubaki, for Solindra shall not rest until these villains trouble the small folk no longer. She shall sally forth again and again until the treasures which drew them thither have been secured, and my new collection is complete. I mean, that's true. It's true. Alas, time waits for no man, and business for no merchant. I must away. But when you next wish to take Mount Rokkon by storm, you need only say the word. Before you do, however, you might consider sharing the tale of our exploits with Mistress Shalimore. The missive I received indicated a rather strong preference in that regard. Yeah, I'll go talk to her. Alright, let's go back. Oh wait, what am I doing? That's expensive. This is cheap. Alright. Let's go talk to Shalimore. Alright. I was wondering when you'd be back. How was your adventure in the Far East? Everything go well with Hancock? Yeah, I got a story for you. I doubt I'd fare well against demons, but I do like the sound of that mountain, green as far as the eye can see, ripe for the gleaning. Would that I had an assignment like that. No need to bemoan my lot in your presence. I suspect Osmond's been awaiting your return more eagerly than I. Go on and tell him your tales of the mountain. I guarantee he'll love every word of it. Yeah. Tales told. Yep. How fare your adventures? You wouldn't happen to have any like to share, would you? Yep. Here you go. Sharing with you right now. Mount Rokkon? The name rings familiar. It is home to a place known as Shoujo Temple, is it not? Yep. So the rumors were true. A few of my fellow gleaners have mentioned it before. Unfortunately, such mentions tend to be paired with a copious helping of complaints. In the past, the guildship would often assign gleaners to Kugane, that we might locate and collect valuable Far Eastern antiques. Yet our every attempt to purchase these items ended in failure, for an unknown buyer outbid us at every turn. Baffled by this buyer's seemingly bottomless coin purse, the gleaners conducted an investigation of their own, and eventually discovered their rivalry's identity, Shoujo Temple's head monk. To my knowledge, Shallowmore has not had the displeasure of bidding against the man. Perhaps that is best. Your missive was from the Far East Aldernark Trading Company, yes? Were you privy to some manner of dealings with the head monk? We put him down. To think such a fate would befall the temple. I am passing familiar with the concept of Tsukumogami, but I had not realized that the myths surrounding them would bleed into reality. Having been a place of worship for much of its history, the mountain and its surrounding environs were likely rich in ether. And if such is the case, these so-called accursed treasures were not unlike kindling to a burgeoning flame. A shame indeed that the whole mountain had to suffer for one man's avarice. But this tragic tale must be told in writing. I can almost picture it. The lush greenery, the silence of the mountain marred by the unholy sight of demons. Yes, it's all coming together. Now, if memory serves, Tsukumogami manifest themselves with a singular purpose in mind. Yet as their long-awaited goals slowly come to fruition, their powers begin to wane. Not ideal for stirring hearts and raising the literary stakes, if I'm to be honest. But what if, like the great auspices, their power grew over the centuries? Why, they would be more fearsome than one could imagine, more terrifying than the horrors you have faced. A conflict that grand would be a most splendid thread for a tale I plan to weave. Do whatever you want, man. It's your book. Great. Great. Well, that was good. All that's left is Blue Mage stuff, but I have to level Blue Mage to get that going. So I'm done. I'm done for now. That's it. That's patch 6.45.